Tonight, for the first time, we're hearing from one of the House impeachment managers who prosecuted the impeachment case against Attorney General Ken Paxton.
Republican State Representative Charlie Geren of Fort Worth told our political reporter Jack Fink what he thinks about Paxton's acquittal and his decision not to testify his side of the story.
Attorney General Warren Kenneth Paxton Jr. is hereby, at this moment, reinstated to office.
I don't agree with the Senate's verdict, but I have to live with it.
State Representative Charlie Geren says he believed the testimony from Attorney General Ken Paxton's former top deputies who accused him of abusing the power of his office. And Geren criticized Paxton's decision not to tell his side of the story at his impeachment trial.
He had the opportunity to testify in his own trial. He chose not to be at the trial, not to be there. And all along he said he wanted to tell his side of the story. He had that opportunity. He never took it.
And it sounds like that really bothered you, the fact that he wasn't there to listen to any of the testimony.
Well, it bothers me that he decided he didn't need to tell his side of the story after he'd been railing about that the entire time.
The longtime Fort Worth lawmaker was one of the House impeachment managers and one of the lawmakers who initially oversaw the investigation into Paxton. Geren was among those who laid out the case to House members Memorial Day weekend. After the verdict Saturday, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, who presided over the trial, criticized the House leadership for the way they conducted their investigation into Paxton.
The Speaker and his team rammed through the first impeachment of a statewide official in Texas in over 100 years, while paying no attention to the precedent that the House set in every other impeachment before.
I think his comments are going to make it more difficult for the House and the Senate to work together in any special sessions going forward. And the Lieutenant Governor's entitled to his opinion, as I am, and I believe that the House acts as a grand jury, and not all grand juries' testimony is under oath. And I don't believe that we made an improper decision.
No word yet what impact the friction between the Lieutenant Governor and House Speaker may have on the third special session that Governor Abbott says he will call next month. It will include school choice, which failed to pass in the House during the regular legislative session. We've placed the full interview with Representative Geren on our website, cbsnewstexas.com. Jack Fink, CBS News Texas.